Matt Kemp of the Dodgers, final home series of the season at Petco Park as the Dodgers, their aim is to make that wild card spot, but St. Louis is winning 2-0 tonight, and time running out on the Dodgers in Milwaukee. They're 3.5 games off the wild card pace of the second team, the St. Louis Cardinals. As we welcome you to Petco Park in downtown San Diego, the Padres hosting the Dodgers. Final 3 games between these two rivals today, tomorrow, and Thursday before the Giants come to town. Welcome aboard on this, what are we, Monday night? Tuesday night. Tuesday night. Our favorite night, Tuesday night at Petco with Mark Grant, Dick Enberg, and the Padres. Welcome back. An old friend. He lives here in San Diego. We all hated to see him go, but times do change, and Adrian Gonzalez comes back to San Diego wearing a Dodger uniform.
Well, I'm sure a lot of fanfare. Adrian coming back to San Diego, probably seeing a lot of friends and family, but one thing is for certain, Adrian Gonzalez, once that bell rings, that first pitch, it's all about the game of baseball. Flashing the leather, the gold glover over at first base, and then also swinging the bat. He gives you good at-bats. He can pick it out of the dirt, save errors on the infielders. He is a ball player, and he's a ball player that's going to probably be in a Dodger uniform for a long, long time.
And his 5 years in a San Diego uniform, he averaged 32 home runs a season and 100 RBIs a season. The Padres will try to keep him in this power-loaded Dodger lineup in check tonight. And that responsibility falls on the right arm of Edinson Volquez.
Well, I think that Edinson Volquez is very aggressive tonight in the zone, getting ahead with the fastball, that he can put away these Dodgers. He can throw strikes early and then throw that changeup and curveball for balls. But 30 starts this year, quite honestly, Dick, you know this, 10 wins right now. He should have about 15 wins on the year. Didn't get a lot of support during the whole year, but early it was really, really terrible. It would be nice to see Volquez probably 2 more starts tonight,
right,
and 1 more after that. End the year with 12 victories. I think that'd be quite a year with the lack of support that Edinson Volquez has not gotten this year.
And with the Padres playing so well at home, 23-8 after the All-Star break, one of the reasons Volquez, he's 4-1 here at Petco. His last 6 starts with an ERA under 2. So Volquez and the Padres trying to throw a wrench in the wild card plans of the Dodgers. It's a beautiful baseball night this late September in downtown San Diego as the Dodgers and the Padres, first of three to wrap up their season series. Don Mattingly, in his second year as the skipper of the Dodgers, sets his lineup this way with Mark Ellis leading off at second base, Andre Ethier up into the second spot, Matt Kemp hitting third, and Adrian Gonzalez, the former Padre star, batting cleanup. Hanley Ramirez at shortstop, Shane Victorino in left field. Luis Cruz, he's been perhaps the biggest and best surprise of the second half of the season for the Dodgers, hitting .300. A.J. Ellis will bat eighth and Josh Beckett ninth. 29-year-old Edinson Volquez looking for his 11th win of the year. 31 starts now for Volquez. Off his best control game in many years. Didn't walk a man last time out against Arizona, but he also suffered his 11th defeat.
Well, let's see if he's got the 95-mile-an-hour fastball right out of the chute. Everything he throws has some movement to it. Let's see if he can go without any walks tonight as well.
First pitch is a strike. A fastball at 92 to Mark Ellis. There's his average with 7 home runs and 31 runs knocked in. Up the middle. Charged by Cabrera. He throws him out. And a look at the Padres defense brought to you by Mazda. Denorfia, Maben, and Venable will patrol the outfield. Headley and Cabrera, Forsythe and Alonso around the horn on the infield. Yasmani Grandal behind the plate handling Volquez's deliveries. Plate umpire tonight is Marty Foster, Kellogg, Ripperger, and Cooper on the bases. Andre Ethier, the right fielder, his average has dipped down to 285, 19 home runs. Always tough against the Padres. And he takes ball one, 94 on that fastball. Two balls, no strikes to Ethier with Matt Kemp on deck. Clayton Kershaw pitched on Sunday in Cincinnati, went 5 innings, so he'll not appear in this 3-game series. He'll work against Colorado when the Dodgers go home for the weekend. And he falls behind 3-0 to Ethier. Kemp really was responsible almost single-handedly to putting the Padres in a tailspin the first week and a half of the season, as he just tore up the Padres. Gonzalez in the hole. Did he go around? No. A 4-pitch walk to Ethier. And our Lexus keys to the game, Mark Grant.
Well, it's the last homestand of the 2012 season. Finish strong for the fans. Give them something to root for. Go out using the old college try, and Edinson Volquez can set the pace tonight against these Dodgers. And speaking of the Dodgers, hey, sing the blues. Make those Dodgers sing the blues. How many happy faces wearing the Dodger blue? Hopefully the faces that are smiling are Bud Black, his coaching staff, and the players down in that Padre dugout.
Matt Kemp against the Padres this year, hitting .400, 6 home runs. There's a strike.
Well, you talk about Ethier getting good pitches to hit. Kemp, Gonzalez, Ramirez. I mean, that's a nice 1 through 4 punch there, batting 2, 3, 4, and 5.
And you really can ill afford to walk anyone because everyone we're talking about there can knock it out of the yard, punish you for the free ticket. Off speed, and Kemp out in front. Fouls it off, 0-2.
Yeah, I know it was a deadline trade as you take a look at Matt Kemp, 12 games against the Padres, but you know the numbers are really mind-boggling against these Dodgers, or for the Dodgers. 13th in runs, 11th in hits, home runs 15th. I mean, they're in the lower third in offensive categories.
They're 6-11, Mark, in their last 17 games with all these additions. Fastball upstairs.
You know, I could see how a pitcher would want to be a little bit too fine in this situation, but Edinson Volquez He's got to convince himself between his ears. I've got good enough stuff so if I could throw good quality pitches, I can get these guys to ground out, pop up. Hey, if they hit one out of the ballpark, they hit one out of the ballpark. Just cannot afford to give it any more free passes.
Bounces that changeup, so it's 2-2.
And being ahead is nice, but then with each ball, now 2-2, it kind of sways towards Matt Kemp's advantage.
Again, the Dodgers trying to catch St. Louis for that second wild card spot. Atlanta has clinched the wild card, one of the wild cards, with their win in the 9th inning tonight. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Matt Kemp. Center field, Maben charges and makes the catch. And Adrian Gonzalez steps up as a Dodger. Predominantly welcome home cheer for Gonzalez. There were a few boos, some fans unhappy that he left town. He really had no choice. But he's wearing a Dodger uniform, so maybe that is provoking a negative response. As a Dodger hitting only .255, he did break out last Sunday at Cincinnati. Hit 2 home runs against the Reds on Sunday, and that ended a 25-game homerless streak as a Dodger. Those are his LA numbers.
Well, we know that Adrian likes to go the opposite way. The outfield is shading that way. Chris Denorfia over towards the line in left field, and Cameron Maben shading towards the shortstop side of second base.
We saw some of Gonzalez's best power going to the opposite field, to left field. And Denorfia really is swung over into the corner in left field. He was hitting .300, Gonzalez, at Boston when the trade was made, with 15 of his home runs. So you add his home runs and RBI totals, and for the season he has 18 homers and 104 runs batted in. Fouls it away. Kept the ball away from Gonzalez. Of course, he still makes his home here in our fine city, and he and his wife are very generous in many charitable enterprises. Still has his baseball academy here, does he not?
Yes, in South County, sure. South Bay.
2-1. Out in front. Good changeup.
Yeah, I really think you have to work Gonzalez in, out, in. You cannot fall into one certain pattern. Short breaking ball, down and in. A good pitch to throw. The changeup and a fastball count like this one. You betcha. See where that pitch ended up? It was hard to the plate, but it was down around the ankles. He might go soft here again.
To left field, and it's hit pretty well, but Denorfia eases back to make the catch. Volquez gets the Dodgers in the first. The Padres bring up Cabrera, Forsythe, and Headley in the home half of the first. He'll lead it off with Everett Cabrera, who had 4 for 4 in a walk the first time in his career. On base 5 times in a game. San Francisco on Sunday. Then it's Forsythe. Chase Headley still atop the National League RBI race. Yonder Alonso hits after Yasmani Grandal. Chris Denorfia in the 6th spot. Venable 7th. Maven 8th. And Volquez bats 9th. Against 32-year-old veteran Josh Beckett, 131 career wins for this right-hander who came over from Boston along with Adrian Gonzalez and Carl Crawford, Nick Punto in the trade at the deadline late July. Cabrera, let's see if he can keep that Huts bat going. What does Beckett throw?
Well, he doesn't throw as hard as he used to, Dick. He averages around 91 to throw a fastball, a cutter. A cutter is a good pitch for him to lefties, a curveball, and also a changeup.
Upstairs, 2-0.
3-time All-Star. And you know what? Josh Beckett has been the model Dodger in the clubhouse, on the field. Gamer type mentality.
2 balls and a strike. Beckett, perhaps the highlight of his outstanding career, 2003 with the Miami Marlins when he shut out the Yankees Game 6 to clinch the World Series for Miami. Bounce to the right side. Ellis gobbles it up and there's one away. Dodger defense reads this way. Outfield Victorino, Kemp, and Ethier. That's an all-star outfield. Luis Cruz at third. Hanley Ramirez from the Marlins. Ellis and Gonzalez on the right side, and H.A. Ellis behind the plate. Logan Forsythe, second best batting average of the Padres at 290. Second to Denorfia's 296. Fastball down the middle.
Hey, look who's in the house. Tommy Lasorda.
He's into this Tuesday social media.
Oh yeah, he's
Fox Sports San Diego.
Yeah, he's tweeting, he's Facebooking, he's everything. He's liking everything. He's
been tweeting for 80 years.
Oh,
Are you
yeah.
kidding? He was tweeting before we knew what a tweet was.
Bottom of the first, and he's already yawning. Come on, Tommy.
Hubba.
There's that cut fastball from Josh Beckett. It doesn't surprise you, Mr. Enberg, that Tommy is wearing a Argyle vest with a little Dodger blue in it?
Of course. He leads Dodger blue. 1-2. And called out on strikes is Forsythe. Now the Cavalier is going to be a presentation after the baseball season. The Big Tents will be out in the parking lot. Here's some of the entertainers, and they were part of the ceremonial first pitch. Look at how they went about their work. Little somersault, rock and fire. Clayton Richard enjoyed it. We'll tell you more about that theatrical presentation as we go along. Headley's first ball hunting. He grounds easily to second base, and it's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Josh Beckett. No score after 1. Ali Lucia. Ali.
Thank you, Dick. What night is it tonight? It is Tuesday night, and that means it is social media tonight. So tweet us, text us, or like us on Facebook. And we asked you, the fans, a couple of questions. We want to know, what is the key to the 2013 season? The other question, now that the Padres are out of the wild card race, who do you want to see in it? So let us know. Join us on the broadcast and share your thoughts on Twitter. Follow us at Fox Sports SD and use the hashtag FSBooth. You can follow all night tonight and interact with us on Fox Sports Game Connect. Just log on to foxsportssandiego.com and click on Game Connect. And Dick, I know you'll be tweeting all game.
I can't wait. 2-0 to Ramirez, and that's a strike. Hanley Ramirez in 10 games at Petco, all he's done is hit .366 with 4 home runs, so he's enjoyed the confines of Petco Park.
And we'd like to, like you said, Dick, welcome Ali Lucia to San Diego. We're happy to have her and to experience Petco Park at Padre Baseball.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. First time here in San Diego, but I live currently in a Navy town, so I'm familiar with the water and the beach, and I definitely like it.
Perfect. Welcome, Allie.
2-1 to Ramirez. He chases a ball out of the strike zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
There's that changeup from Volquez. If he gets that down, should have a pretty good night. You know, these Dodger hitters, they like to swing and hit the fastball. So how do you counter? Pull the old string on the cambio, which is change.
I hope it was explained to Ali that it's a tradition here when we have a new face come to Fox Sports San Diego that Ali would ground ball. That's a fair ball cued off the bat of Ramirez, and a quick toss to Volquez for the out. That's Ali. It gets to take all of us to the most expensive steakhouse here in San Diego. It's part of the tradition of Fox Sports San Diego.
Hey, if I get the invite, I'm in.
Kind of quiet on her end. You notice that?
Yes, I do have a credit card, and I know how to use it.
Nice. All right. That's the spirit.
Well, he's back. Shane Victorino. Some as a Padre, Rule 5. You know, he's ironed out a nice little career for himself, hasn't he?
He has indeed. Brief stay with San Diego as a Rule 5 player. He's in a slump. He's had a bad wrist, a left wrist, and has only 1 hit in the last 20 at bats. So his average is dragged down to .250 on the season. That's not Victorino-like. There's a base hit. First of the game off the bat of Victorino.
Well, he is a spark plug, and even though the numbers aren't good right now for Shane Victorino, he's going to give you every effort, every at bat. He's going to grind it out. You take off the gloves to run the bases. Don't want to dirty those up. You give them to first base coach Davey Lopes. Now he's going bowling, Dick. He's got a lane reserved at Kearney Mesa Bowl. Hopefully, oh my goodness, he's got 2 sets of gloves. He's got a bowling.
There's the injured left wrist he's trying to protect.
He got that from Dick Weber.
Andy Verapapo was part of the whole deal. Good looking fastball that tails into the outside corner. 2-seamer. Luis Cruz. Everyone who sees this young third baseman says, how in the world did he hang around the minors so long? Hitting .300 here in his rookie season, not brought up to mid-year. Took Juan Uribe's spot at third.
And timing's everything, right? You know, I look at Cruz, and the first thing that I notice is his stance. His hands are high over his head. Now, to me as a pitcher, I'm going to try to bury something hard inside, try to get him tied up to where he can't get extended. I would bet you a dime to donuts that he likes to extend his arms and try to drive the ball the opposite way. See his hands there? Try to bury him inside.
Victorino with a couple of bluffs at first base, and the count 2-1.
But you have to be up, because usually hitters like that, they like to drop their hands to go down and get it. About belt buckle high for a strike, hard inside.
Deep in the box.
Yep.
He uses that open stance, but as the pitch is made, steps, squares it away.
Yeah, that's a really open stance right there by Cruz. You know, for Shane Victorino, it's like a costume change at a fashion show. You know, the runway down to first base, he goes behind the curtain, puts on the red glove, puts on the wrist protector, and out for the second dress.
Wonder with that wrist, because he likes to slide head first, whether or not that's going to take some of his stealing talent away. And so far this year, he has 37. That's the same total as Everett Cabrera amongst the league leaders.
You know, sliding head first, I know we've had this discussion before, but it just beats you up in so many ways.
3 balls and a strike. There he goes. Strike. Safe. Number 38. He's quick, Victorino, off the blocks, and he comes up wincing a bit, holding that left wrist.
And Yasmani kind of works under it a little bit. Oh, did you see that left wrist as he? Oh,
he went right over the bag with it.
Yeah, he hit that wrist on the bag, and he's wincing. Watch his. Oh, it's his right wrist. Watch his right wrist. Goes into the bag, kind of jams it a little bit.
The left hits it too.
Yeah. He looks like he was wincing in pain a little bit.
Why he wouldn't go in feet first with a bad wrist is puzzling. The count now 3-2 on Cruz. 1 out, Victorino in scoring position. And there's a base hit to left field. Charging the ball is Denorfia. Here comes Victorino. Here comes a throw. Going to be close. He is out of there. And into second base goes Cruz. Great throw by Denorfia. That was a one-hop strike to Grandal that nailed Victorino.
Everything worked perfectly. Denorfia circles it, comes up throwing. It's a one-hopper on the foul side, but Grandal does a nice job getting to that baseball and then being athletic. Got to go the other way to his right. Gets him on the chest. Victorino doesn't even get to home plate till after the tag. I mean, Victorino doesn't run like he used to. Everything works perfectly. Nicely done by Chris Denorfia and Yasmani Grandal.
As our colleague Jerry Coleman would say, the Colonel would say, you can hang a star on that throw by Denorfia. A.J. Ellis with Cruz moving to second base on the throw at the plate.
That's huge. That's a huge play for San Diego.
Absolutely.
Takes momentum away from the Dodgers. Now 2 outs. Sure, they have a runner in scoring position. Now they got to hope for the 2-out knock.
Pitcher on deck. Oh, and 2. Talking with Yasmani Grandal batting practice tonight, and I said, well, you thinking back to Peoria when we first talked, and now the season almost over, how do you assess your development? What are you proudest of? He said, my defense. I really think I've gotten better.
Yep.
No argument there. The other, he says, I'm hitting better right-handed. 0-2. Fly ball to right. Easy chance for Venable. And the Padres and Volquez pitch around back-to-back singles. Thanks to Chris Denorfia. You see it from his point of view. Charges, comes up, fires a strike, and Victorino out at the plate. where the healthy pets go. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a luxurious Lexus automobile today. For more information, visit Lexus.com. From the gas lamp district nearby, and that's Grandal reaching out, punching a ball to left field, and a fine catch made. Victorino had it tried to bounce out of the pocket of his glove and squeezed it a second time as he takes a base hit away from Grandal.
Hey, that's not an easy play, especially just getting done running the bases, stealing the bag, getting thrown out at the plate. Now you've got to get on your horse. The ball is slicing. You've got to dive, catch, and then tuck. Tuck that glove under, tuck that elbow, because that's a good way to dislocate that shoulder, jam a wrist.
And that's the bad wrist. He had to protect the bad wrist and make the catch.
And just like that, Shane Victorino is pig pen. You see the little dust? All he needs now is his whoopee. He needs a blanket out there.
Well, he certainly has tested that injury here in the early going with the slide and now that catch. Yonder Alonso at 275. 2-0 the count. Padres looking for their first base runner. 60 RBIs now for Alonso, second to Headley. Fouled away, 2-1.
Well, Dick, fans, you might be wondering why Josh Beckett wearing number 61. Well, there's number 61, right? You know what?
Upside down?
You know what he wore in Boston? 19.
Did you do that artwork?
I did. Isn't that great artwork? My dad was an architect, and he taught me how to draw. That's darn. You know what? That's awesome.
Line drive right back to Beckett, and he'd say that's awesome glove work.
Yes, it is.
A couple of good plays made by the Dodger defense here. Grandal denied by Victorino. Look at Beckett. Boom, right to his glove. Almost didn't have to move the glove at all.
Well, Josh has always been a good athlete. It's amazing what the human body can do. Hand-eye coordination, and Josh Beckett just displayed there cat-like reflexes.
With 2 outs, Denorfia. Padres leading average at 296. Off speed, a little out in front.
Well, at B. Klein 760. Hell of a throw, Dino. Social Media Tuesday, fans interacting. And we agree.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
So let's see if he can seal it up with a base knock. He just circled that ball correctly, got in a good throwing position, and made a great throw to the plate. Wasn't a great throw. A lot of help from Grandal.
He's in left field tonight, Denorfia. Carlos Quentin is available, Bud Black said, as a pinch hitter.
We'll go back, see how he circles it out in front, comes up firing. It's on the foul side. A lot going on there. Good positioning by Grandal. Oh, yeah, high five from his pitcher. Not a better feeling than getting an out like that when you're a pitcher.
Right at the plate, you bet. Backs him off the plate. St. Louis now has scored 2 more and lead at Houston 4-0 in the 8th. That's a very important game for these Dodgers. By the mound to Ellis at second. Quick flip in time for the out. And Josh Beckett has retired the first 6 in order. Joining us in the booth, the Secretary of the Navy, Ray Mabus, will be with us in the 3rd. Secretary of Navy, Ray Mavis, who's in charge of the Navy and the Marine Corps. These are the re-enlistment of sailors here in San Diego, and quite a group of young men and women who have continued their commitment to the United States of America. And the Secretary joins us in the booth as Volquez goes to work against opposing pitcher Josh Beckett. And it's a pleasure and an honor to have you with us, sir.
I'm really glad to be with you.
And I like your attire. It's very nice as well.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's Navy colors.
I was just going to say, it's almost matches the blueberries there. Very nicely done. And welcome to San Diego, of course, but
great Navy town.
Yeah, and I look at the re-enlistment on the field, such a sense of pride. It probably never gets old for you.
Oh, it doesn't. The best part of this job is dealing with sailors and Marines. The people of America just need to know how good these people are, how skilled they are, how dedicated, patriotic they are. And this is one of the ways we can show them that.
Well, the reputation of this city, San Diego, of course, it's long been a military city, and the Padres have been the leaders in supporting the military, and proudly so.
Everything the Padres do, from ticket discounts to re-enlisting people on the field, and everything the community of San Diego does. The community of San Diego has taken the Navy and Marine Corps to their hearts, and there's not a better Navy town anywhere.
Yeah. And we're very pleased that every Sunday we salute the military. It's part of our every home game on Sunday is Military Day, and we always acknowledge those veterans in the audience who are here to see a game. Ground ball sharply hit by Ellis to his counterpart at second base, Forsythe, and there's two gone here in the Dodger third. So what specifically brings you here to our city tonight?
I get to do what I love to do, which is going to see some sailors, some SEALs in the morning. The Deputy Secretary of Defense is coming out here tomorrow afternoon, and we're gonna go on a bunch of ships. We're gonna go see a lot of sailors, and we're going up to Pendleton the next day and see Marines.
The Secretary of Navy also was the governor of Mississippi as a very young man, went to the University of Mississippi, was the ambassador to Saudi Arabia. Your background is most interesting. Were you a naval man yourself?
I was on a cruiser, and mainly in the North Atlantic for a couple of years in the early 70s.
This is Andre Ethier walked the first time. Bases empty, 2 outs here in the third. No score here at Petco Park.
And whatever small success I've had in life, I owe a lot to the United States Navy for the years I spent in it. Just teaching you how to grow up, how to take some responsibility for stuff.
High chopper. Forsythe will have to hurry. Tough play. And he can't get him. Ball skids by Alonso. No further advance for Ethier. Ruled an infield hit.
No, Mr. Secretary, as a youngster, when did you get involved and, say to yourself, you know what, I want to dedicate and have a career possibly in the Navy?
My dad had been in the Navy in World War II. I grew up, my dad had gone to Ole Miss. He'd been in the Navy. I was an only child, much older father. And as for a career in the Navy, I spent my 2 years, got out as a lieutenant junior grade, and became secretary with absolutely no increase in technical skill.
Here's Matt Kemp. He lined to center field his first time.
Now, you're from Mississippi. Now, I have to ask you, favorite Major League team? I've got to guess. Is it a little to the east and a little to the north of Mississippi?
Well, growing up, the Cardinals were Cardinals were the only Southern team that we had. Harry Carey and Jack Buck on the St. Louis Cardinals baseball network. But then I went to school later in Boston and was there for the '75 series.
What a good one! You
earned your law degree there at Harvard, did you?
I did, yeah. And the only lottery I've ever won was I sent a postcard in and got tickets to two of the divisional series and 2 series games.
Did you play yourself as a high school kid, baseball?
Yeah.
What position?
I was a first baseman. Good fielding, weak hitting.
Weren't we all?
And when they started throwing curveballs, I knew my time was up.
And any favorite players you were a kid?
Stan Musial, my hero.
The man, yeah.
Yeah, he never argued a call. And I got to meet him once when I was governor. And he talked about getting called up to the Cardinals and going on an 18-year hitting streak.
I can just hear the man now. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
And he was a great basketball player in high school. And he said he signed with the Cardinals after his junior year in high school, and he didn't get to play his senior year, didn't get to play basketball, and his team went to the state championship that year in Pennsylvania.
Well, so many great baseball players, that was their background. Sandy Koufax comes to mind. He was a basketball player. Swing and a miss on that pitch, or did he get a little piece of it? Ethier returns to first base.
Well, Mr. Secretary, in all your years involved with the Navy and the Marine Corps and what you've done for our country and being governor, what's the one thing you're most proud of in your whole career?
Boy, what a tough question. The thing that I am the most proud of, the greatest honor of my life, is leading sailors and Marines. I served with a whole bunch of wonderful people in the Navy and the Marine Corps, but, you know, we couldn't touch the force we've got today.
Well, we thank you for all you've done.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. And please, when you meet our Navy friends and our Marines, will you tell them thank you for all of us with the Padres?
I will.
Thank you. Safe travel.
Thank you so much,
Secretary.
Mark.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Will Venable, Cameron Maben, and the pitcher Volquez against Beckett. In that top of the third, Beckett took a third strike. Ellis grounded to second. Ethier with the infield hit to second base Forsythe, and Kemp chasing that big breaking ball struck out to end the inning. Mark Sweeney is with us down by the Padre dugout. Dodgers and the Padres, you've lived it, this rivalry, Mark.
Yeah, guys, this is definitely a great rivalry and a lot at stake for these games.
1-2. Venable couldn't check his swing. And the Dodgers, from their position, third base dugout, they're staring right at the auxiliary scoreboard so they can see every change in score, and they're focusing on that St. Louis-Houston game that's now in the ninth inning. 4-0 Cardinals. They need the Cardinals to lose. And when they're playing Houston, as they seem to be every night and every day, St. Louis quite a winning streak. So Houston up in the bottom of the ninth inning. If the Cardinals win, that just cuts another game away from Los Angeles. Time running out. That's on the outside corner. 7 in a row retired by Josh Beckett. Second strikeout.
You know, Mark Sweeney, there are different schools of thought. When you clinch early, okay, you get to set your rotation, your regulars get to rest a little bit. But you know what? There's the other argument to where you play nail biters down to the finish. Chances are you're playing pretty darn good baseball. And that's how teams go deep into the playoffs. Like, you know, the Cardinals last year, wild card. Don't you agree with that to some point?
I definitely agree with that, Mark. When you see the wild card and their success they've had, it's because they played those important games all the way down the stretch. That is a huge point. And you know, with the San Francisco and setting your rotation, that's all good and well. But I don't think anyone is completely healthy going down.
Yep.
And you're not going to get that much healthier as you move forward with it just like 5-10 days.
Maben hitting over 250 for the first time since the first week of the season. It's been a long struggle for him after a tough April and May, but he's finally got that average up to 251.
That's very nice. A lot of hard work. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. He has worked diligently to put together good at-bats. And Mark, you think Josh Beckett, you know, he doesn't throw as hard as he used to, so somewhat has to reinvent himself as a pitcher to try to be successful because he can you know, do wonders for a rotation.
Yeah, Mark, I think it's such a huge deal. And talking to some scouts around the league, they've said he just doesn't repeat pitches. He knows how to throw pitches.
A little looper over Gonzalez's head, trickling into the bullpen, so Maben with his speed will streak into second base with a double. A bloop double, the first Padre hit off Beckett.
Well, we know that Adrian Gonzalez can pick a lot of baseballs that are hit below the knees, below the belt. But as an infielder, don't throw it over his head. Don't hit a ball over his head because you know what? Chances are he really doesn't have good leaping ability. I think he'd be the first one to admit that. So when you're swinging the bat well, you end up with your 20th double like Cameron Maben did just right there.
Wait a minute, you're saying Adrian doesn't have good hops?
Can't jump. Cannot do it.
And Maben didn't hit it hard, but got it over Gonzalez's head for a double. Here's Volquez, 4 hits all year long, 4 for 53. He'll run into one every lunar eclipse. Strike on the outside corner.
And we saw the moon earlier, a good glimpse at the moon. It doesn't look like anything was blocking it there, Dick, so it might be one of those nights. But you never know. There it is. Big piece of cheese.
Beautiful.
I'm told Gouda.
Gouda? I thought Edam.
I love Gouda cheese.
If we were both in our, let's say 30 and really top-notch condition, would you like to
go to the moon? I'd go now.
I would too. But
absolutely.
I don't think they'll take us. 1-1 the count. Volquez. Wouldn't we be quite a pair to show up at the moon? Huh?
They'd give us a one-way ticket probably.
That sphere would be spinning. The very thought that we might land.
I want to go to the dark side of the moon. I want to go Pink Floyd. Yeah, I want to see what it's like on the dark side.
Yeah, there's just a little dark side today. See off to the left there. 2-1 to Volquez. Maben out at second, the first Padre base runner. 1 out, 3rd inning. Padres start tonight with a 40-35 home record. It was a long struggle after a terrible start, and 40-35 matches the same home record of the Dodgers. And Bud Black is building on that. You got to win at home. And you take your chances on the road. Try to break 500 away. That's a good cut by Volquez.
Yep. A lot of movement from Beckett. He'll throw that 2-seam fastball into righties and 4-seamers that are straight. Top of the order waits on deck.
Beckett from Spring, Texas high school there. He's a big Texas A&M fan. #1 draft pick of the Marlins in '99, 2nd overall selected. That's on the outside corner, barks Marty Foster. 3rd strikeout for Beckett. Subway sub prize on the line is the wild card race. Updating, Atlanta won tonight, a 2-run homer by Freeman in the 9th inning, so they have clinched one of the wild card spots. St. Louis has won, so they're holding off. Milwaukee has lost, so they're now 4.5 back. And the Dodgers need to win tonight to stay 3.5 from St. Louis with 8 games to go. It's not easy when you're down this late in the season. There's the Atlanta score and St. Louis with a shutout. In fact, only 5 teams in Major League history have made the playoffs with 9 games left, trailing by as many as the Dodgers are tonight, 3.5. 51 Giants, 62 San Francisco Giants, 64 Cardinals, the 87 Tigers, and the 2007, I hate to bring that up, Colorado Rockies.
Oh. Ouch.
So Cabrera, chance to get the Padres on the board, takes inside.
Yeah, that's tough to make up.
Padres fading, and then lost that 1-game playoff to the Rockies. What was the final? 8-7, 9-8.
Well, I know one thing. Matt Holliday still hasn't touched home plate. But that's another story.
And it wouldn't have mattered had not Anthony Gwynn Jr. hit that triple in Milwaukee that beat the Padres in the final game of the regular season. But just if you had a bunch of young players, say, don't think that any game is unimportant.
Right.
Every game of the 162, and we've got a statistic to really prove that point this year. 2-0 now to Cabrera. Foul tip. The first 10 games of the year, the Dodgers were 9-1. The first 10 games of the year, the Padres were 2-8. If you just erase those 10 games for both teams,
so start on game 11.
Game 11, and use their record since game 11, the Padres would be 1 game ahead of the Dodgers.
That is incredible.
Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
That's how important that good start or bad start is.
And it proves your point. And that's why I have always believed opening day, that's the start of the playoffs. Playoffs start opening day, not October 7th.
Yeah, that old cry, if you don't win the first one, you can't win them all.
That's right. You can't sweeten a doubleheader if you don't win the first one.
That's right. And that's why what is happening here in the second half of the season for the Padres with their winning ways, especially at home, you know, that's something to build upon when they report in February in Peoria. And Bud Black, you can be sure that that's exactly going to be part of his pep talk early. It's not like, oh, you can lose a few here to have a bad start and you'll make up for it. 2-2 now to Cabrera. Beckett very deliberate here with a man at second base, 2 outs.
Hey, the older gentleman wearing the newer hat and the younger gentleman wearing the older hat. I like that. Boy, that one on the left is nails. That is money. I love that color combo.
Yeah, you're one of the few. Around baseball here in San Diego, I think it's a popular, but I can remember many a time people away from San Diego saying, what is it with this brown and yellow thing? I mean, the colors. I mean, can't you get something? But it's indigenous, and it does with time wear on you. Fouled at the plate by Cabrera.
Yeah.
I'm partial to red. I love the color red, you know. And if the Padres were ever going to change their uniform, like let's say they use the basic uniform we're seeing tonight, the white with the blue, some red piping around the blue, I think that would really look.
Well, how about that one uniform they had, the PCL? They had the cream,
yeah, like that,
with the maroon. It was a darker red and the blue. Those were nice costumes.
Yes, absolutely. Full count. Struck him out. Beckett strikes out the side in the third. Adrian Gonzalez will lead off the top of the fourth. No score at Petco. Let's go to our AT&T trivia question tonight. Adrian Gonzalez stepping into the batter's box, playing his 398th career game here at Petco. Named the only other player to have played in more games in this ballpark. We'll give you the answer in the half inning. Gonzalez flied to left his first time. Hanley Ramirez and then Shane Victorino to follow in the top of the fourth. No runs, 3 hits for the Dodgers. No runs, 1 bloop double by Maben for the Padres. That ball hit well to left center. Denorfia cuts over and calls Maben away. Sounded like a broken bat. Really digging the brown suit and the orange-brown tie that Mudcat 55 is rocking tonight.
Oh, thanks, corn-fed Fryer. Oh, yeah, corn-fed. Yeah, gotta love the corn-fed ones, Dick, huh? Growing up in the Midwest, I had a cornfield in my backyard.
Well, we used to raise it too.
Yeah.
We had popcorn too.
Yeah.
Actually, the real stuff.
I remember we used to pick that corn, used to shuck that corn. Love shucking the corn at home and then putting it in the big pot, boiling it. Mom would boil it up in the big pot, and oh yeah, corn on the cob right out from the backyard. Mr. Mooney, he was the farmer. We were scared to death of him.
And too much information. But I like the idea of they eating that sweet corn.
Love it.
One hopper to Headley. Now see if Ramirez had any sense of theater or would listen to us, he would have popped up a high fly ball, the can of corn to right field, wouldn't he?
That's why you're the best.
He's counting on it.
I believe we'll get a can of corn in tonight.
So what made Mr. Mooney
fearful? He was just
fearful
because he would ride by in his tractor and we'd throw dirt clods at him and stuff.
Oh, did he get mad? He'd have the nerve to get mad at you?
Nobody would ever go near his house. Not even close.
It sounds like the movie with James Earl Jones that had the mean dog where the kids, get the ball over the fence.
Yeah. The Sandlot, right?
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Great movie.
Really a good movie. Yeah.
I remember growing up, my cousin, left-hander at Notre Dame, Chris Mahalik, now a Nationals coach in the minor leagues, pitching coach. I mean, he grew up kind of like in a farm rural area, and we would have some ball games in his backyard and just cousins going at it, and the family get together, and we were Ernie Banks and we were Billy Williams and all the greats, like I'm sure you were back in Michigan.
Oh, you played your own. That's when I became a broadcaster. I was calling my own games when I was just. Now, we didn't have enough other kids in the neighborhood. Farms were big, and it wasn't like you could just yell over next door and say, hey, come on over, we'll play a ball. You were kind of by yourself. So I taught myself my own game. I had an old bat, didn't mind ruining, and we had a lot of perfect-sized rocks on the farm. And I played a game over the road and over the telephone wires. So if I hit the ball, hit the rock.
How you doing? Go ahead.
And I'd create my own game, and I'd go down the batting order, the Tigers, and they'd play the Cleveland Indians, and I'd hit left-handed. If a left-handed batter came, right-handed another. If I hit it over the telephone wires, a home run. And I'd just be out there babbling, calling the game by myself.
I did the same thing. Same thing.
People say, well, when did you do your first broadcast? I guess when I was about 9 years old.
Very good.
On the farm. Pretty simple times.
Yeah.
1 and 2. Very good times.
Great times.
We didn't know we were poor. We thought everyone didn't have indoor plumbing. You had to go out to the two-hole.
Well, that pitch count for Volquez can creep up there quickly. Right now at 55 here. 2 outs into the fourth.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Victorino has one of the hits. Single to right field his first time. Works the count full. So, Dodger fans might be joining us tonight wondering what is left yet for St. Louis, because someone has to beat the Cardinals to give the Dodgers a chance. Swung out and missed. The ball in the dirt. Rondal will have to record the out at first base. And the Dodgers are out in order in the 4th inning. Forsythe, Chase Headley, and Yasmani Grandal will come up for the Padres.
numbers that this guy, Dave Palais, threw out, Mike.
Okay, I'm throwing the numbers out there because I don't want him to say, you know what, I'm going to take my chances of free agency. You got to make that offer big enough for him to say, I will sign that deal right now.
All right.
All right, 5 years, $18 million a year.
Bigger number than the Mets are paying David Wright.
Yes. Who's better right now?
Let me see what's in your water bottle.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 years. And I say that as a Chase Headley fan.
Really? You don't sound like it.
I talked to him when he was at AAA. He's a friend of the show.
I want you to tell him you don't think he's worth $90 million.
Oh, Mike Pomerantz, the guest of Dave and Jeff. Dave Palais and Jeff Dotseth on the XX 1090 airwaves this morning. Nice relationship between the two. Flagship station radio and, of course, Fox Sports San Diego. Great guys over there.
I know you visit them often. Why do they have to shout?
Hey, they're passionate.
Okay. I thought maybe the wires didn't get into the radios around the county. You got to talk louder. It's like that bit on Saturday Night Live.
Sure, but I'm going to be their guest tomorrow in studio.
Don't shout.
So
what time? I want to be tuned in. What time?
I'm going to be on from 9 till 10.
Wow. Mm-hmm. You're like the featured guest then.
Yeah, I'm very honored. Known those guys for a long time. They do a good job. Big Padre fans.
Forsythe works the count to 3-1. Padres trying to get something going here in the fourth. No score in the game.
It's nice to have that relationship with the radio flagship station XX 1090, and of course the great things we do here at Fox Sports San Diego.
Right. Including our play-by-play partners on radio. That's ball 4. Forsythe, the leadoff walk.
And of course on that show I'm going to be there, and also tomorrow with Dave and Jeff on XX 1090. Special guests. Dave Damshed from NFL Network, NFL Hall of Fame wide receiver James Lofton, and then me.
Well, that's an all-star lineup.
Yeah, we're talking Padres, Dodgers. Adrian Gonzalez returned to Petco Park. They're going to be previewing Chargers at the Chiefs. So I'm going to be on tomorrow, and then Mark Sweeney is going to be on Thursday.
Terrific.
Yeah. Marco, you looking forward to it?
Oh, I can't wait. I mean, it's setting the bar high. Mike Pomerantz went today. You go tomorrow. I'm nervous for Thursday.
Don't be nervous. Just
I
be
am
yourself.
I am nervous.
Are you studying your ad libs?
I am, and I love those guys, too. They do a phenomenal job. I do listen to them because I'm up early in the morning with an 11-month-old.
So you see Chase Headley still tied with Ryan Braun. Braun, no RBIs tonight, as Milwaukee defeated by Cincinnati 4-2.
So I'm on from 9 to 10. So set your alarm for 9:59 tomorrow. Wake up and catch the other two guests.
Well, you're always very entertaining, and there aren't the restrictions of having to do play-by-play. You can just let it go, let it hang.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
2-0 to Headley. Forsythe with the leadoff walk, and now 3-0. So Beckett having to work from the stretch. After walking, Forsythe falls behind Headley 3-0. Had not walked a man until this fourth inning.
No, guys, with Logan Forsythe on first base, Josh Beckett has varied his times to the plate. This is a good time to run. He'll have that big leg kick, and a lot of guys like to run 3-0. Not necessarily with Chase Headley, but this might not be a bad time to steal a run.
Takes a strike all the way, but according to Fox Tracks, the keen eye of Headley thought it was ball 4, but plate umpire Foster saw it as a strike.
Yeah, and Chase has got the wheels turning. He wants to say something. He wants to say something to the home plate umpire. I mean, that was on the corner, all right. Corner of 8th and K.
That is an automatic strike if an umpire is going to call that pitch a strike, huh? The old automatic.
Look at that. That's pitch 4 right there. 8th and K.
But right on the corner of 8th and K.
Yeah.
I mean, not down the street.
Right.
It wasn't really
right on the corner.
3-1 to Headley. You don't use all the good stuff tonight now. I want you to save some of it for tomorrow morning.
I've got a briefcase full of ad libs.
Right. Three and one.
See that he has to swing at that now. Look at that pitch, right where pitch number 4 was.
People just don't. It's hard to appreciate how important it is that the umpires call the strike zone. Because once you widen it, the pitcher knows that they're going to come right back out there. But really, that's 5 straight balls thrown in this sequence by Beckett, and yet the count's 3-2. Well, that's the way Headley likes it, 3-2.
Yeah.
Runner goes. That ball is hit high. If it's fair, it's gone. It is foul. Wow, did he get into that? Way up into the second deck in the right field corner, but about 20 feet foul.
You talk about turning on the inside pitch because he's got to protect away, but look at this pitch in. It's a cutter. He gets his hands through. Out in front of it just a little bit too much.
Flirting with home run number 30. In front just a bit too much. Forsythe was running on the pitch. Let's see if he's going again. Out of play. Forsythe was running.
You know, Mark Sweeney, with the way Beckett's been peppering that outside corner off the plate, very impressive how Chase Headley turns on that cut fastball on the inside part of the plate.
Yeah, Mark, so many people have asked, what's the difference with Chase Headley from the first half to the second half? It's all about shortening your swing and also his path to the bat and to the ball. And he keeps the barrel on top of the baseball, and he turned on that with that short swing. He's doing a nice job this second half.
Finally saw a strike, the 7th pitch, and that's the one he just fouled off. No score. Leadoff walk Forsythe here in the home half of the 4th inning. And a full count. No one out on Chase Headley. Grandal on deck. Adrian Gonzalez, as we came to appreciate many years, so good at making that tag. And he's got the glove there on that right side, and he gets that slap tag down there, makes every play look close. Ground ball through the right side. Forsythe running, keeps right on the going to third base, and the Padres have men at the corners. No one out here in the 4th. Good at bat for Chase Headley.
Great battle there by the Padre third baseman. Away, in, up, runner goes. Gonzalez does not have good range over there at first base. And the speedy Forsythe, not even close.
Now the first serious threat for the Padres. No one out first and third. And Yasmani Grandal lined to left field, a dying line drive that was caught by Victorino, a skidding catch.
Isn't the hit and run some kind of nice? It's pretty when you put it on, huh?
It's beautiful. Yep.
A lot of moving parts.
Off speed, out of the zone. That's the slowest delivery of the night from Beckett.
Mark Sweeney, it's awesome how the hit and run is orchestrated and how sweet it looks when it is successful.
Yeah, definitely, Mark. And at the beginning of the year, Bud Black might have kept Logan Forsythe at first base. A lot of strikeouts, and Chase Headley has really shortened his swing like we talked about. In those situations, you want to take your chances and try to get a runner to third against Josh Beckett.
He falls behind Grandal 2-0, so some control issues for Beckett here in the 4th. H.A. Ellis, his catcher, out to settle him down.
You know, we talk about Edinson Volquez being wild in his last start, not walking a hitter. Only 2 starts this year, 3 starts make that for Josh Beckett, where he did not walk a hitter.
Infield back for Grandal, and a chopper to the mound. Beckett has to go to first base, and a run scores. 1-0 Padres. That's a 50-foot RBI for Yasmani Grandal, his 30th run driven in this year. Well, time for the Farmers Insurance report card. This season, the difference between these two teams starters and bullpen. For the Dodgers, their starters outstanding, 2.68 ERA. Bullpen 3.91, almost 4. Reverse for the Padres. Starters up near 5, but the bullpen at 2.5 a game.
You know, I look at that San Diego bullpen ERA 2.53. At least the bullpen's been pitching well enough to keep them close. And the offense has been coming through as the season has gone on. And you put that formula together, that equates to wins for San Diego.
It's one of the reasons the starters are so outstanding in that ERA department. Clayton Kershaw. Well, Alonso up with Headley at second base in scoring position. 1 out. The leadoff walk comes around to score against Beckett. And he falls behind Alonso 2-0.
Mark and Dick, so many times we've talked about the starters at the beginning of the year for the Padres having to put pressure on themselves because the offense wasn't there. Same thing goes for the Dodgers right now. You talk to people around baseball, this offense has been so sporadic. They're struggling with the starters and trying to feel like they have to be perfect.
See, Alonso's been on a good tear of late. He's got 11 RBIs in the last 10 games. Chance to pick up Headley here with 1 out. Inside corner.
Little cut fastball from Beckett. Yeah, you got it. He may have gotten a call there, but you know, Forsythe, Headley, Rondal, the 3 hitters this inning. Beckett has fallen behind 2-0.
Chris Denorfia would be next. Off speed curveball drops in there. 2-2. Alonso hit it right on the nose first time up. A line drive back through the middle and snared. Quick reflexes by the pitcher Beckett. The ball was right to his glove side and he was able to keep it out of center field.
Hey, good job by Chase Headley. See what he did there? Was off the bag at second base. Beckett was staring at him. And all of a sudden he kind of hopped into a secondary lead. Now, I'm not saying, you know, but still that gives the pitcher a different look. And he was way outside with that last curveball. First base up, and you might see something soft here as well.
Big hole right center field for Alonso. Center fielder Kemp is way into left center. Check swing.
3-2 curveball. Gunnar Alonso asking Marty Foster, hey, if I took that, would that have been a strike? Well, judging by the way the strike zone's been tonight, it was good that he fouled that one off.
Chase Headley, who has set career highs in home runs, RBIs, walks this year, and now has set a career high with that base hit in this inning. His 162nd hit. That's the most ever in his career. He had 161 2 years ago. So just rewriting his personal record book this year is Headley. 3-2. Another foul.
Well, as Edson Volquez sits on the bench, kind of a long wait on that bench, but hey, if you put up some numbers in that run column, he's fine with that.
3-2 again. Ground ball sharply to Gonzalez, and the Gold Glove first baseman takes it to the bag for the out. So Alonso's hit the ball very hard twice for 2 outs. Dodgers had a chance back-to-back singles in the second, and the line drive by Cruz to left, but Denorfia made a terrific fielding play and throw, and they tag out Victorino at the plate, denying the Dodgers the early lead. Here's Denorfia, a chance now to help with the bat as well. Headley's at third with 2 outs.
You know, I love the outfield assist. I love that. A lot of exciting plays in this great game of baseball. The triple, the inside the park home run.
Any double play.
Yeah, double play. Love the outfield assist. An outfielder getting to a baseball and throwing a runner out of the bag.
That's one of the reasons when we were kids, you'd like to come to the games early to see not only batting practice, but what they don't do anymore, the fielding practice, where you'd see all the arms in the outfield and you go, ooh and ah, when you saw a guy with a big arm that could throw that one hopper for a strike from deep outfield position. Tough call there. Beckett working on the corners, and Marty Foster calling those strikes.
And that pitch count starting to mount. That was number 67. 2 outs here in the 5th for Josh Beckett.
Pulled to the third baseman. Cruz has it, and across to Gonzalez for the out. The leadoff walk pays off for the Padres as Forsythe comes around on a single and a ground out. 1-0 San Diego. Get away for the day at the all-new Sequan Casino, San Diego's destination for casino gaming and excitement. By Nissan. Nissan's Sale a Minute event ends soon. Hurry in, save today. Visit ChooseNissan.com or your local dealer today. And by Chase. Deposit checks from your smartphone with Chase Quick Deposit. Take a step forward and chase what matters. Top of the 5th inning at Petco Park, and a line shot into left field. This young guy can really hit. Luis Cruz, 2 for 2, both sharp shots to left. He hit well in the Dodgers series up at Dodger Stadium earlier. They found themselves a good-looking young hitter. Mark Sweeney, this Cruz, it looks like a tough out.
Yeah, and it looks very good to the Dodgers, especially with Juan Uribe. They brought him in on a 3-year deal, and he's been a huge disappointment for them. But having Cruz go in there and get hits like he did the first at bat and then that one, they are very pleased with their third base position now.
Brings up the number 8 hitter, H.A. Ellis. Padres with a 1-0 lead.
You know, Dick, I wanted to correct myself for some info I gave last half inning. Josh Beckett, I get choked up just talking about it. 68 pitches in 4 innings. 4 innings, 68 pitches as the pitch count mounts.
Could be 2. Cabrera with a flip to Forsythe, back to first, throws it away. And it goes into the stands, and Forsythe with another throwing error. And this last week, there have been too many of those. So instead of a double play, he almost gets our man Mark Sweeney, and winding up at second base, the tying run, A.J. Ellis.
I'll tell you what, this ball had shaved dome all over it. Mark Sweeney in the well. Look out! Oh, it almost got the back end.
Matrix.
His better side.
Oh man, that ball had a little tail on it too, didn't it? I mean, speaking of tail, right at you.
It's got a cement mark on it.
Ugly finder. I got ugly finder.
Oh really?
Yeah.
He didn't throw it to the press box.
Josh Beckett takes a strike. Tying run out at second on the fielder's choice and error. Breaking ball. Grandal having trouble catching that one. 1-1. Mark Ellis, leadoff man on deck.
You know, just like a pitcher, Dick, or a catcher throwing down to second base. You drop that elbow, you rush it a little bit, you get underneath it, you push it, the ball's going to sail on you, and that's exactly what happened with Logan Forsythe. I think he had more time than he really realized.
Well, that's probably the toughest position for a second baseman on a double play ball, where the shortstop's fielding it almost behind second base. So you have your back to the infield as you catch the ball, and you got to do that quick turn and throw. Cabrera ducking in behind the runner. 1 ball and 1 strike.
You know, guys, you talk about to the second baseman, that biggest adjustment is exactly that, having your back turned to the runner and not knowing how fast they are getting into you. It makes it very difficult. It speeds you up a little bit. Logan Forsythe's been slowing the game down for the most part.
Back to Luis Cruz, who is out on the fielder's choice. He wasn't on the 40-man roster at the start of this year. Cruz been around for a while. He's 28 years of age. Came up for a cup of coffee with Pittsburgh a couple of years, Milwaukee. Lifetime minor league hitter of 253, and here he is hitting 300 in the big leagues. So you just never know when that gem is going to be polished and find his way to a big league club and compete at a high level. 2-2 to Beckett. He's 0 for 12 as a Dodger. Sharply hit to Headley. Looks the runner back. 2 away, and it'll be up to Mark Ellis. As we remind you, the battle on the Midway comes to Fox Sports San Diego on Friday, November 9th. We hope you'll tune in as the Aztecs take on the Orange. San Diego State against Syracuse, and that means Hall of Fame coach Jim Boeheim and Aztecs' outstanding mentor Steve Fisher will go head-to-head in what should be a classic, the start of a classic series. Steve Kerr, Aaron Andrews, and yours truly for the battle on the Midway, Friday, November 9th, only on Fox Sports San Diego. Ellis has grounded out twice, short and to second. Curveball. A.J. Ellis, not related. At second, Mark Ellis at the plate, and that's a good breaking pitch. The hitter pulled away from the plate.
And that curveball straightened him up a little bit. Throwing it behind the count as well, which tells us that Volquez has confidence. We've seen it all year long. That curveball at any time. He gets that release point down. It's an unhittable pitch.
Change up in the dirt. 2-1. Tomorrow night, or actually tomorrow afternoon, 3:30 game, 2:30 here on Fox Sports San Diego for Padres Live. It'll be Clayton Richard going for his 15th win against former Padre Aaron Harang, San Diego State. He's 9-10. 2:30 for Padres Live. Another curveball taken. 2-2. So he's thrown him 3 curveballs and a changeup.
Yep. He might have him set up for the fastball. He can go up the ladder. He can try to dot that outside part of the plate. He can throw the 2-seamer inside.
Way outside.
It looks like he tried to overthrow that one. The changeup.
Well, here's a big pitch. 3-2 to the right-handed hitting Mark Ellis. If you lose him, then you've got to face Ethier on deck. Ethier's been on base both times with a walk and an infield hit. Full count. Soft liner. Forsythe able to make the play. Forsythe ranging to make the play, and despite the error, nothing for the Dodgers as we approach the halfway mark in this one, and then we'll see Cameron Maybin at the plate in the bottom of the fifth. Will Venable leads off the bottom of the fifth inning. Then it's Cameron Maybin and Edinson Volquez. Will struck out, took a third strike from Josh Beckett back in the third. A tight one. The Padres leading 1-0. 2-0 the count. Well, Beckett this year with the Dodgers, first 5 innings, he's one pitcher. After 5, he's a totally different character. There's a strike, 2-1. The first 5 innings, a 1.80 ERA for Beckett and a batting average against 200. After the 5th inning, from the 6th inning on, out of play, his ERA jumps up to 9.95 and a batting average of 4.38. So, you know, this is about it. 5 innings is what his talent has taken him as a Dodger.
And I'm sure Don Mattingly is aware of that, and Rick Honeycutt, the pitching coach for the Dodgers, so they will have their arms ready and raring to go once those innings creep up. I'm Donnie Baseball, big fan of Donnie when he was a Yankee. Boy, he was a player.
Pride and joy of Evansville, Indiana. Full count now to Venable. And he walked him. That was costly in the last inning. He walked the leadoff hitter Logan Forsythe, and Forsythe came around to score. Cameron Maybin steps up. Maybin with the best batting average in the major leagues since August 19th. So that's a 5, almost 6-week period of time. Venable hitting at a .389 pace. No one in baseball any hotter than Cameron Maybin. And he, as hot hitters will tend to do, just kind of muscled a little bloop double over Gonzalez's head for a hit the first time up. The San Francisco Giants' Marco Scutaro, who just wore out the Padres over the weekend, He has the second best average in that period of time, but Maben the best in baseball. Takes a strike. So since August 19th, it's Maben at 389, Scudero. Ian Desmond's had a terrific year with Washington. Brian Braun, we're going to see him the final 3 games of the season in Milwaukee. Adrian Beltre at Texas. That's quite something. That's not just a week or 2 weeks. It's close to a month and a half.
Hey, Dick, what was it last homestand you said when Cameron Maben was at the plate? You said it's been a while since.
He's launched one out of here. Yeah, I do remember that.
And then what happened?
I think he might have heard me because he drilled one for a home run. You have that feeling right now?
Well, I'm just saying the last home run was back on September 10th. It was against Garcia and the St. Louis Cardinals. Just saying.
1-1. Beckett has given up a total of 20 home runs this year, 4 as a Dodger. That's the spot where he gets a strike consistently. Big hole for Maben to shoot through on that right side with the second baseman Ellis swung over toward the bag and double play position, and Gonzalez holding on the runner.
Shaking off the fastball away, shaking off the curveball, shaking off the changeup. He was shaking his fingers.
I was waiting for you to put some music to those lyrics.
Eddie Money. You know, he's been calling that earlier in the game. That pitch was off the plate a little bit, but Marty Foster, the home plate umpire, has been calling that.
And that was close. He nearly painted the black.
I see a red door, and I want it painted black. Rolling Stones.
Runner goes, and this one clipped foul down the right field side. Do you know every lyric of every song that was ever written in the last
just the
30
good
years?
ones. Just the good ones. Yeah.
Do you, when you are in the car alone, do you put the music, sing to the music? Or?
Oh yeah, I listen to all. I listen to 60s, 70s.
But do you sing to all of these?
If I know the words, yeah. And if I don't, I just make them up.
Or go da 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 da. That's what I do. The 2-2 pitch to Maben. He swings and misses. Off-speed curveball. He really took something off that.
Hey, Padre fans, don't miss Padres Fan Appreciation Weekend against the San Francisco Giants. It's coming up this weekend. That's on September 29th and September 30th. Now, the first 25,000 fans in attendance on Saturday, the 29th, you're going to receive a Padres t-shirt. And on Sunday, the 30th of September, fans are going to receive a 2012 team photo. Get your tickets now at Padres.com or get on the horn, 619-795-5555. It's going to be a great weekend here at Petco Park.
It has, and you get to see the San Francisco Giants as they tune up for the playoffs. Volquez probably up there to sacrifice with one out. Fouls it back. 1-0 Padres. We're in the last of the 5th inning. Volquez trying to help himself out, get that runner into scoring position, and hope that Cabrera could come through. Cruz creeping in from third base, so he'll be right into Volquez's face by the time the pitch is made. Of course, obviously the bunt should go to first base, where Gonzalez is obligated to hold on the runner. And He misses. Strike two.
See him poking at it rather than trying to catch the baseball with that barrel of the bat. Dick, that's a point you've made all year long and years past, to where as a pitcher, and you were a coach. Come on, you taught the pitchers. You try to catch that ball with the bat. Imagine there's a glove on that bat. You want to catch it.
Exactly. Some coaches even nail a glove on the bat just to prove their point. You know, that's what you want to do. Catch it right there.
Don't poke at it. Let the ball come to the bat.
Lays off that pitch well out of the strike zone. Josh Beckett now at 83 pitches tonight. Beautiful angle here to be able to look through from the dugout position of Bud Black out to left field and the Western Metal Supply Company building. Hey! That one clipped the bat. If it did, that's strike three. And it was indeed. Couldn't get out of the way, and that's 6 strikeouts now for Beckett.
I'm just glad that ball didn't get a finger. Looks like his forefinger and thumb kind of wrapped around that bat a little bit.
Almost fouled it into his face. So unable to move the runner along. Here's Cabrera. Has grounded out and struck out. Padres with only 2 hits, but the leadoff walk in the 4th, and then Headley singled Forsythe to third, where he scored on Grandal's squibber out to the mound. Venable, a threat to go. 22 steals. Cabrera will usually try to bunt, or at least show bunt once a game.
Sure.
You know, guys, I've seen a lot of Josh Beckett starts, but I have never seen him work this slowly in any baseball game. Usually he has a very good pace. He must be laboring or not feeling very comfortable about himself, because he's taking a long time in between pitches.
There goes the runner. And Venable has it stolen easily. Number 23 for Will Venable.
Oh, he had a good jump. He had a great jump. No chance for Ellis. And getting back to Mark Sweeney's point, you know what? I have to agree with him. Usually when a pitcher gets that baseball and takes a long time to get on that slab and get the sign, slow it down a little bit, who knows what the deal is. Usually when a pitcher's working quickly, you're in a groove, you're feeling good, you want to get that rock and throw it. But yeah, you're right, Mark. Snail's pace.
1 ball, 1 strike to Cabrera. Big run out there. 1-0 Padres. Slow curveball, 2-1. A steal by Venable is the Padres' 143rd, second in the league to Miami. Man at the plate, Cabrera leading the way with 37. Trying to steal 40 bases this year. Dave Roberts stole 49 6 years ago, the first base coach. Beckett's throw is wild, and here comes Venable to score, and Cabrera goes to second. It's 2-0 San Diego. Well, he did go to the bunt. Beckett hurrying to throw and was wild with it, and when you get it by Adrian Gonzalez, you have thrown it wildly.
This ball was bunted perfectly by Cabrera. Beckett having to go from a totally different arm angle. Throws it up the line in front of first base. If Gonzalez goes for that, he's going to get all tangled up. Somebody's going to get run over. And Will Venable can cruise home after the throw from Beckett to first base. Big run for the Padres.
Credit Cabrera with a bunt single. The throwing error by Beckett. No RBI in the play, but the Padres gladly pick up that insurance run 2-0 on a walk, a bunt single, and a throwing error. Well, these are innings like the old Dodgers used to have, where the Maury Wills era. Cabrera winds up at second, and Forsythe with a chance to make it 3-0. Logan scored the first run for the Padres in the 4th inning after a leadoff walk. So 2 leadoff walks, the only free tickets given up by Josh Beckett. Both times they've come around to score.
Sean Tolleson heating up, the right-hander behind Beckett in that Dodger bullpen.
Fly ball hit deep to right field. Ethier going back and able to make the catch. Padres with a gift run in the 5th. A run on a hit and an error, and they lead it 2-0.
Nothing over the Dodgers, and Adrian Gonzalez is in the house. The former Padre lives here in the off season, and Buddy Black during BP likes to take ground balls, and normally he uses a Rawlings situation glove, a glove given to him by Gonzalez. When Gonzalez played here, he would lend Buddy his gloves to break in before he used them, but tonight he's going with the Wilson glove. Well, why? Well, because Gonzalez is here, and I asked Gonzalez about it. He says he can keep using the Wilson glove all night long and the whole rest of the series as long as the Dodgers get the win. Dick?
I think the reverse of that, Allie, is that manager Black didn't want to even consider the fact that he's got that Gonzalez Dodger glove on. He'll probably use that when the Giants come to town. Gonzalez waiting on deck. Andre Ethier, a walk and a single, infield hit to second. 2-0 here in the top of the 6th. The Padres in front behind Edinson Volquez. That's the strike. 1-1.
Yeah, I'd love to see Buddy out there and taking ground balls, just for a manager to go out there and talk to the players. He makes his rounds during batting practice and talks to his players, see how they're doing on and off the field. Just part of being a big league manager.
No, it's never ending, is it?
Yeah.
Foul tip. In fact, in his nightly press conference in the dugout, that was a question asked of Buddy. You know, this off season, what's your plans? And kind of turned the question around and said, you know, we're thinking and talking baseball and planning baseball, not only in the season but off season as well.
Yeah.
You're thinking about next year. Foul tip into the glove of Grandal. Strike 3. That's the 4th strikeout for Eddie Volquez. And that takes us to our Saquon Vacation strikeout highlight. You get Ethier, that's a highlight.
That's a nice yacker from Edinson Volquez. And credit Yasmani Grandal, showing the umpire he got it on the foul tip. Way to hang, Yasmani Grandal.
Matt Kemp is lined to center and struck out. His average now dipping below the 300 mark, 0 for 2 tonight. Remember that torrid pace at the start of the year. Oop. Off speed. That's not what Volquez wants to do, put him on base with a slow curveball, but lost control.
It looked like it was an off-speed pitch, wasn't it?
Yeah. Might have been a changeup that just got away from him.
Hey, Matt Kemp's mom is not happy. Don't hit my son.
Our AT&T trivia question tonight was Adrian Gonzalez playing in his 398th career game here at Petco Park. Named the only other player to have played more, and Brian Giles is the answer. But now that he's back in the National League West, it won't be long before Gonzalez will be #1 in almost every Petco Park category. And there's a line drive base hit to center field. That's typical Gonzalez. Just a beautiful stroke. Lines it into center field, and the Dodgers have 2 on with 1 away here in the 6th.
Try not to do too much, right? Off-speed pitch. It's down. It catches too much of the plate and elevated just a little bit more. But he does a good job of driving that ball the opposite way. That's exactly Adrian's game, as you mentioned, Dick. He doesn't try to pull that ball. If he does, it's a ground ball to the right side and possibly a double play.
So Gonzalez at first represents the tying run. Kemp moves to second. And Hanley Ramirez, who has grounded out twice, is the hitter. Big night for the sunflower seeds there in the Padre dugout. Big wave and a miss at a changeup.
You know, not only with the arm from Volquez, it's the body that sells the fastball and then throws the changeup. He's got that long stride. He's whipping that head around. The arm's coming through like a whip, and all of a sudden, just that changeup comes in.
Is that what the ball does?
Yeah, it's like a balloon, letting it go a balloon. You know, letting the air out of a balloon.
I know a fastball that sings.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't realize those changeups go.
Yeah. It just kind of dies out there.
Ground ball softly to third. Bare hand pickup. No play. Back
nice.
to third. And they've got Kemp now. No one covering third as the left fielder Denofia just now racing in. But that's a big play by Headley. Knowing that he had little chance to get the speedy Ramirez at first base, the fake throw, and then Cabrera covering at third base. That is a dandy play.
What a great baseball instinct play. Can't get the runner, and credit Cabrera for trailing Matt Kemp at third base. Now 2 outs. That's just a heads-up play. Remember, we saw Logan Forsythe earlier in the year go deep to second base. Couldn't get the runner at first base. He threw all the way to third base to get the runner. So 2 big outs right here for the Padres.
So first and third, 2 outs, and Shane Victorino 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout. Kemp wincing. I don't think it's from being hit by a pitch. I think he just feeling a little low after being deked by Headley. Kemp had rounded third aggressively, thinking if Headley throws to first, I might try to score. Good stop, Grandal. So the put out on Kemp is 5-6. Two out, 2 on for the Dodgers. Padres lead 2-0 here in the 6th. Two and 0. Volquez has walked only 1 man. That was Ethier back in the first inning. He struck out 4, hit 1. Kemp in this inning. So following up his no walk game against Arizona with good control tonight, but he's down on the count 2-0 to Victorino. That's a strike. Fastball at 93. He still has his good stuff.
Good 2-seamer on the inner part of the plate. That actually kind of straightened up Victorino a little bit. That's telling me he's got good movement on the inside fastball, the 2-seam fastball.
Just missed. 3-1.
Well, you've got the right-hander Cruz on deck.
He's 2 for 2. 2 well hit. Line drive singles. Low liners to left field. Gonzalez at third. Off speed. Victorino takes the changeup right at the knees, and the count is full. And it'll give Ramirez at first base a running start. 3-2, 2 out.
Yonder Alonso telling Volquez, hey, I'm going to be playing behind Ramirez. Concentrate on that hitter.
Foul. Swung the ball forward.
Threw him a 3-2 curveball as well.
Don Mattingly's Dodgers threatening here in the 6th. First and third with 2 outs and a full count on Shane Victorino. Shaking off several signs. Volquez, there's the one he likes. And the bases are loaded. Only the second walk, but a hit batsman and a walk, along with a single by Gonzalez, has loaded them up. And Darren Balsley going to go out to talk to Volquez. Well, Sunday, that's going to be our final game of the season, and it's only appropriate that the Padres will again have their military salute presented by USAA. Join the Padres saluting the men and women of our armed forces with a special pregame ceremony before the Padres play the Giants. It's a 1:05 game, the typical Sunday game. Get your tickets at Padres.com. Call 619-795-5555. Padres team photo with those in attendance as well. That'll wrap up the home season here in 2012. Padres conclude their year in Milwaukee Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights next. Nick Vincent getting ready in a hurry. Bases loaded for Cruz, and he rips another one. That one skips up into the crowd. Boy, everything he hits is a line drive, this Luis Cruz.
Well, last time up, just before that pitch, I was going to mention that the base hit to left field was a first pitch fastball. He was all over it. That changeup way out in front. And I was guessing that Volquez was going to throw something off speed, and that he did.
Bases loaded. A hot hitter, Cruz, not only tonight, but the last month. 39 games, last 39 games, Cruz batting at a .345 clip. It's not just the Padres that have had trouble getting him out. He's hitting everyone. One and one with the bases jammed. Way out in front. That one sailing into the third deck.
Well, I mean, you know, I've never seen a lot of Luis Cruz, but there's got to be a reason why he's a career minor leaguer. 11 years, only 3 years in the big. I mean, parts of 3 years, I should say. 221 average. He likes to swing early. Not a lot of strikeouts on his bio as far as every year. So that means to me he's swinging early in the count. He wants to grip it, rip it, and swing early. And he's done that tonight.
And in the games where we've witnessed his batting skills, he's not fooled often. It seems to me he's on every pitch. Dodger at every base here. A 2-0 Padre lead. 2 outs in the pitch. Ground ball to short. Cabrera to Forsythe for the out, and the inning is over. Volquez comes up for the goods to leave the bases loaded. A big play by Headley to get Matt Kemp rounding too aggressively at third. score first. Victorino trying to score from second, but Denorfia's throw nails him. And then the Padres have scored 2 runs on balls hit about 60 feet. That one by Grandal got in a run, and then a bunt single by Cabrera. Bad throw by Beckett. And Venable scored for a 2-0 advantage. Beat him with little things. Little ways work as well.
You know, that one angle from left field showing Victorino trying to score on that one hopper. Padres were lucky that ball didn't hit Victorino in the back on that short hop, or else that's a run for the Dodgers. Right. You could tell how close that was. So it worked out nicely for San Diego.
Padres with only 3 hits. Headley has one of them. A single that moved Forsythe to third with no one out and positioned him to score on Grandal's little ground ball out between the mound and first base. Chase grounded to second his first at bat. Way out in front of the slow curveball. Well, he and Ryan Braun. Braun did not have an RBI in the Brewers game tonight. Lost to Cincinnati 4-2. He and Headley with 108. Headley crushed a ball last time up, but it was about 20 feet foul way back into the stands as Paco Rodriguez, young left-hander, getting ready. Line drive softly into right field in front of Ethier. And Headley gets a base hit. Doesn't hit hard, but off the head of the bat and drops into the grass in shallow right.
Well, folks, if you're going to tune into the radio tomorrow, make sure you put on the dial on XX 1090 for the Dave and Jeff show. Tomorrow on the show, NFL Hall of Fame wide receiver James Lofton. I'm going to sit in for an hour from 9 o'clock to 9:45, talk about baseball, talk about the series in particular. Adrian Gonzalez back in town, and start previewing the Chargers at the Chiefs. So it's all happening tomorrow from 6 to 10 a.m. on the Dave and Jeff show on the XX 1090.
Our partners in baseball as well. Grandal pecks at that one, knocks it foul down the left field line. He is line to left. A good catch made by Victorino, and an RBI on a little roller out between the mound and first base that drove in the first run of the game. For Josh Beckett, solid game, 4 hits, but his 2 walks came to the leadoff men. They both scored, and one, the contribution by Beckett on the throwing error. Hit well to center field. That chases Kemp back to make the catch. 1 away. Hit sharply by Grandal. Speaking of hitting the ball cleanly, Yonder Alonso twice up, a line out to the pitcher and a hard shot ground out to first base. Well, Arizona beating up on San Francisco 7-1 in the 6th inning. Their faint hopes still alive. If they win, they'll be 5.5 back of St. Louis for the wild card position. Milwaukee, by losing, they're 4.5. Philadelphia beat Washington, so they are still 5.5 back. But the way St. Louis is winning, just the Cardinals aren't about to give ground.
Yep.
Right side, and by Gonzalez, and by the second baseman. Headley had to hold up so he didn't run into the ground ball. And Alonso has hit the ball hard twice for outs, gets a little sneaking ground ball through the right side. Maybe they do even up.
Well, I don't know whether Adrian Gonzalez tripped or what, but that looked like a makeable play. I don't know if he was concerned about getting in running up Chase Headley's backside. You know, what do you think? I mean, he maybe tried to avoid him, and who knows?
Meanwhile, Mark Ellis was in double play position, swung over near second, so that opened up that right side. First and second for the Padres with 1 out, and Chris Denorfia the batter.
That looked like a very catchable ball. It wasn't hit that hard at all.
Denorfia is grounded to second, grounded to third. Out of play. And the next pitch from Josh Beckett will be 100.
Well, the most Josh Beckett has thrown as a Dodger, 108. The most as a Red Sox, 126. That was back in April. against the Pale Hose, the Chicago White Sox.
The Chi Sox. Huh?
Yeah.
Pale Hose. I like that.
Yeah.
Bring out those old times.
The Trolley Dodgers tonight, right? That's how they got the name the Dodgers, right? They used to be the Bridegrooms. And
a lot of nicknames, yeah. Inside Denorfia, 2-1. Matt Guerrero has joined Paco Rodriguez in the bullpen. Beckett is scheduled to hit second in the top of the seventh, so this probably is last inning. Denorfia threw that fastball, 2-2.
Still good movement on that two-seamer from Beckett inside to the right-handed hitters.
Chases a ball in the dirt. Strike three. That's 7 strikeouts for Beckett. The Brewers at Cincinnati. And that shot into the gap for the Reds proves to be the winning run in a 4-2 Cincinnati victory. Mattingly to the mound, and he's going to make his pitching change right now with the left-hander Will Venable scheduled to hit. He's going to bring in the left-hander Paco Rodriguez. So with the Padres leading 2-0 here in the 6th, a break in the action. My mother when she's mad at me. He's from the draft this year, from the June 2012 draft, and has made it impressively all the way to the big leagues. Only his 9th appearance, and he's done well in those first 8. Drafted in the 2nd round by the Dodgers. He's from Miami. We saw Yasmani Grandal talking to Will Venable, who's the hitter, in between innings, and Grandal knew Rodriguez, may even have caught him in Miami, so he's trying to give him a little inside scouting report.
Yeah, Paco Rodriguez, fastball, slider, cutter, change from the left-hander.
2 on, 2 out. Venable has struck out and walked tonight. Scored the 2nd run after a leadoff walk in the 5th inning. Eventually came around on the bunt single by Cabrera and the throwing error by Beckett. First 2 just off the outside corner.
Well, Yasmani Grandal may have faced Rodriguez at the U when Rodriguez was pitching for the University of Florida, the Gators. So I'm sure they locked
Yeah,
horns.
that's probably it. Line drive left field. Victorino has to give ground. Boy, he hit it just on the nose, but perfectly positioned was Victorino. Padres failed to score in the 6th. It's still 2-0.
Mark Sweeney and I see in the postgame show, got to talk about the performance of Edinson Volquez tonight as he looks for his first win against the Dodgers this season.
Yeah, limiting this offense to 0 runs, and he's doing it with the breaking ball, doing a nice job with that curveball. He loves throwing the curveball, but he's got to get to that to put him away. Nice job by Edinson Volquez.
Throws that curveball 25% of the time, as we told you in the pregame show. That's 3rd in the National League for frequency. When we see in the postgame show, we'll break that down for you. You're also going to hear from the manager, Buddy Black, tell you about the wild card race and our instructional tonight, how to block balls in the dirt. Guys, we'll see you after the last out.
All right, we'll be there. Always a great way to finish your Padre experience. The guys assimilating all the nuances of a game, highlights, wild card race. Hear from Bud Black, some of the players involved. Volquez into the 7th inning will face A.J. Ellis, pinch hitter, and then Mark Ellis all the way to the screen, 1-1. Bobby Abreu is in the on-deck circle. Two nothing. Padres here in the 7th. Line foul. Wicked line drive caroms out to left fielder DeNorfia. Ellis is flying to right and safe on a fielder's choice. Abreu apparently next, and then the leadoff hitter Mark Ellis. 93 pitches now for Volquez. Tough play. Headley has to charge. Fire. And gets Ellis. Not the speediest of runners for the first out. Brings up Abreu.
It's all about knowing who the hitter is, right? Every possible scenario. The chopper there, Chase Headley, usually on a chopper like this, fast runner, he'll try to circle that ball, get in good position, and barehand it. No, not here, as you mentioned, Dick. Ellis, he doesn't have blazing speed. 2 hands out in front of him, feet out in front of him, settled underneath him to make a good solid throw to first base. Know who the runner is, right?
Headley making a very heady play a couple innings ago.
Exactly.
On a topper. Knew he couldn't get the run at first, faked the throw, and caught the wily Matt Kemp being a little too aggressive rounding third, but Cabrera coming in behind, sneaking in behind Kemp, and the fake throw and toss back to Cabrera to get Kemp. There's Abreu's numbers as a Dodger. He had 24 at-bats with the Angels when they released him early in the season. Dodgers picked him up. Good veteran bat. Runs well for a big man. Whoa, right back off Volquez. That one really slammed into his backside. Then he almost threw it away. Good job by Alonso. Typical smile of Volquez. Let's see where it got him.
Oh,
in the hip pocket.
Yeah. Boy, taking his time to go over and get it and get the out. Fox Sports San Diego has joined the fight against hunger, and you can too for just $20. $20 provides 120 meals to hungry San Diegans. Log on to feedingamericasd.org. Click donate and remember to select Fox Sports San Diego. Donate by September 30th and you'll be automatically entered to win multiple prizes.
Well, if you're going to hit by a skidding line drive anywhere in the human anatomy, that's probably the best protected area. He caught that one in the glute. The old Rusty Dusty.
Yeah, he's smiling. He's ready to go. I'm sure his teammates won't give him a hard time on that one, huh?
Hey, as long as you get it out,
that's
you can
right.
smile. 2 away here in the 7th. Mark Ellis grounded to short, grounded to second, and lined a soft liner to second. Now, whatever Volquez has done, no walks against Arizona, and tonight just 2. Now you're going to win a lot more games when you don't give those free tickets. And ground ball, weakly to short. Cabrera cross. A 1-2-3 inning for Volquez. Stretch half of the 7th. 2-0 Padres.
Two to nothing, and of course Tuesday means it's not a weekend, it's a Tuesday. It means social media night here at Petco Park, and you can tweet us, you can text us, you can like us on Facebook, and this tweet at T Durbin, our little Padre fan is turning 1 this week. Early B-Day present, put him on the broadcast, and we did. Hashtag FSBoo. Look at that little guy. Maybe he's the next Chase Headley. You never know.
Thank you, Allie. It's nice to know we got them growing from the early months to be Padre fans. Cameron Maben and the pitcher spot Volquez. We'll see whether or not Bud Black is going to let Volquez go into the 8th inning. He's pitched brilliantly tonight. And Maben takes a fastball strike from Ronald Belisario. A bloop double and a strikeout tonight for Maben. Volquez, solid pitching. Belisario in a really good stretch of pitching, just fouled as Maben. Jesus Guzman is on deck, so it appears that Volquez's night is complete. Back to the mound. Boom, bobbled by Belisario, and then he throws it away. Maben's on his way to second base. So the Dodgers, who have played loosely in the field tonight, Padres have an unearned run off Beckett on his throwing error. And now what should have been an out. Belisario bobbled, and then his hurried throw looked to be into the runner.
You know, I'm wondering, that's
handcuffed Gonzalez.
I think that ball's got to be caught by Gonzalez. I don't know if that ball, judging by that angle, it didn't look like a short hop. Very catchable ball.
So Maben aboard on a two-base error, leading off this seventh inning. Now Guzman is called back, and the Padres are going to send up Alexi Amarista. Amarista may be asked to sacrifice. He's not shown that as a strength so far this year. And misses badly on that bunt trot. Nice Tuesday night crowd here for the Dodgers and the Padres. 32,346. Strike two. Belisario has good stuff.
Yes, he does.
He's in the last 17 and the third innings, he's allowed just one earned run.
Yeah, he's mostly used as their eighth inning setup pitcher. Fastball slider split, mid to high 90s, and a lot of movement. Power sinker from Belisario.
Maben at second base, no one out. Chance to pick up. Fly ball to left. Victorino coasts toward the line, and Maben has to hold at second base. One away. College football returns to Fox Sports San Diego Saturday. The Tar Heels of North Carolina host the Vandals of Idaho live from Kenan Memorial Stadium in Chapel Hill. Coverage begins Saturday at 12:30 on your home for college football, Fox Sports San Diego. Well, some news in that Atlanta game tonight. Chris Medlin went into the game with 21 consecutive starts. Atlanta had won.
Right.
Incredible. He gave up 2 home runs in the game and was trailing 3-2 when he left. Cabrera backs away. And then Freddie Freeman hits a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 9th inning. Atlanta wins. So that's 22 consecutive starts. Atlanta has won 22 when Medlin starts. That ties a major league record held by Whitey Ford and Carl Hubble.
Wow.
22 in a row. Going back to Ford in the 1950 to 53 seasons. It's that long a span because he was off in the Korean War to serve. And Carl Hubble 36-37. Now Chris Medlin of the Atlanta Braves. Not many people even knew who he was at the start of the year.
The meal ticket and the chairman of the board.
What are we going to call Chris Medlin? Old number 22.
Well, he's a good one though. Chris Medlin. He's 5'10", not big in stature, but you know what he's like? He's like a Greg Maddux.
He is.
Pinpoint control, movement.
Ramirez tucking in behind Maben, but no throw from Belisario. So just the third pitcher in Major League history.
Wow.
Where his team has won 22 consecutive starts. 1-1 to Cabrera. Big insurance run out there. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes.
Boy, that is just tremendous movement out of the hand of Belisario. That pitch straightens up Cabrera, and then it just darts right in the inside corner for a called strike. Now, how do you counter that? You know, as a hitter, you've got to be aware of that, right? So you might be swinging at it, but Belisario might counter with that slider down and in, and then you swing right over the top of it.
There's a diving fastball.
Yep.
They give Everett Cabrera all of right center and more. Look at that hole in right center. There goes Maben, and it's fouled away. Maben had third base stolen, a big break. Well, here is the dramatic walk-off home run by Freddie Freeman against the Miami Marlins tonight. Straight away center field. Chipper Jones had led off the inning with a double, wouldn't you know it? And that won it 4-3. And the record tied. Chris Medlin, as the Braves celebrate, that also was meaningful because it clinches them the wild card spot. They're in the wild card situation. Will they play St. Louis, or will someone catch the Cardinals? Full count now to Cabrera.
Boy, trouble times in Miami also, huh? Oh, not good.
See where Heath Bell spoke out against his manager. Bell did pitch the 8th inning in that game and retired the side, but Dunn gave up the 2-run home run, and Miami was done in Atlanta. Everett, chance to pick up a big run. Maben out at second. Huge lead. That'll be out of play, and Maben was going again.
Hanley Ramirez at shortstop right behind Maben, so he's got to get a little help from Glenn Hoffman, the third base coach. He can see Mark Ellis at second base. He's playing over more towards first base, so he's got to rely on the voice of Glenn Hoffman and make sure that Hanley Ramirez doesn't sneak up behind him for a pickoff throw at second base.
Eighth pitch of this at bat, and Cabrera works Belisario for a walk. Good at bat for Everett. So first and second, the Padres' 2 top base stealers aboard for Logan Forsythe. Forsythe, the strikeout, walked and scored, and a fly ball to right. Chase Headley moves into the on-deck circle. Well, we have a moment as they made it the mound. No game yesterday, but the anniversary, 20-year anniversary yesterday involved Dave Winfield when he played with Toronto. Became the oldest major league player to drive in 100 runs at age 40. Dave Winfield knocks in 100 runs.
That's still getting it done.
And today, the anniversary today, 1975. How about Randy Jones winning 20? First Padre to win 20 games. Your left-hander. Forsythe, 2 on. Takes a strike. Maben with his lead at second. Cabrera off first. And 2 strikes now on Forsythe.
Well, like any power sinker ball pitcher, you have to try to elevate that pitch, get it up in the zone. We hear Mark Sweeney talk about it quite a bit. But this is a power sinker. Mid-90s.
Sharply hit. One there. Back to first base. A double play. Great job by Cabrera. He took out the second baseman, but the 6-4-3 double play. Whoops, they didn't like the way he took out the second baseman. A little extra exchange between Cabrera and the second baseman Ellis. And the bench is empty. It was a clean play by Cabrera. That's what you have to do, try to roll that second baseman out of there. But Ellis had a very serious injury on a similar play earlier this year. In fact, it was life-threatening, and he might be a little more sensitive. And Everett Cabrera didn't like whatever was said. He was ready to go at it. He seems to be the hottest of all. They corral Cabrera and getting back to the dugout.
You know, after that slide, it looked like Ellis and Cabrera made peace. They were kind of parting their ways, and then somebody, to be quite honest with you, I don't know who it was, and kind of interjected as we take a look.
See, he just tried to take out the man completely. That's a good baseball play.
Stay tuned.
Two 2-0. Volquez goes 7 innings, no runs, 6 hits, walked 2 only, hit 1 man, and struck out 4. Joe Thatcher comes in to pitch the top of the 8th inning. Don Mattingly talking things over with Marty Foster. I don't know if anyone was ejected on that brief skirmish between Cabrera and Mark Ellis, the second baseman. And certainly verbally it became heated. Let's take another look at it.
Well, here's the start of the double play. You know, kind of, you know, he went in feet first. It looked like it was a clean slide. And now it looks like Ellis and Cabrera are kind of making peace, right? Now, here comes Shane Victorino from left field. And then Jerry Springer's show breaks out.
Yeah, it did seem as if they
made
said,
peace.
okay, all right, you know. Just it's a tough play, and you play it physically. You're trying to break up the double play. That's your job.
Looked like a clean, hard slide there. Yeah. Baseball aggressive slide into second base.
So Joe Thatcher comes in to work the top of the 8th inning, or at least to face Andre Ethier, left-hander against left-hander, and fouled out. Ethier has walked, infield hit, and a strikeout. Thatcher's 52nd trip to the mound. 248 batting average against. The Kokomo Kid, Indiana State Sycamore. And he goes around 0-2. Ooh, what was wrong with that pitch? He's been calling the corners all night.
Yeah.
Well, it was outside.
Yeah, you're right, though, but he has been calling that pitch.
Even farther out than that.
That's right.
Swing and a base, strike 3. There's that big sweeping breaking ball from a tough arm angle from Thatcher for the strikeout. Time now for the Carl's Jr. star of the game. And our star, Edinson Volquez. Volquez shutout ball, 7 innings. A 6-hitter. Good stuff and good control. That's a nice combination.
Yeah.
Volquez stands to win his 11th game of the year.
Had it all working, the off-speed changeup and the curveball. Nice outing by Edinson Volquez.
So Thatcher gets the tough left-handed hitter Ethier. Here comes Dale Thayer to face Matt Kemp. $46 for this opener of the 3-game series. Hope you've made your ticket plans tomorrow afternoon, Thursday night, as the Dodgers will conclude the series, and the Giants in Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Dale Thayer to face Matt Kemp. 1 out, bases empty here in the 8th. Fastball at 94 from Thayer. Ball 1. The rookie has made his keep, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. And you know why? I think because he just challenges these hitters. He goes right after them. He doesn't nitpick. He's got a good power sinker at 94, 95. Mixes in a slider every once in a while.
Out of play.
He's just not afraid to throw strikes and pound the zone.
He's consistently all season thrown 94, 95 mile an hour fastballs. 41 strikeouts in 53 innings for Thayer. There it is, pounding the strike zone.
Yep.
Backs him off, 1-2.
Well, when the Padres lead after 8, that's the way it's going to be. Hopefully, after they get 2 more outs here, 65-1.
Testimony to the great work by the back end of the bullpen. Well, for the Dodgers, their season took a negative twist when Kemp injured that hamstring, and then he re-injured it, and he didn't come back as the same player. And that was compounded by the fact he ran into the wall a couple of times and bruised up his shoulder. Two and two. Backs away from an inside fastball. You don't want to walk him. Adrian Gonzalez on deck. Kemp missed some 45, 50 games. He went around, threw him a slider.
What a great sequence of pitches from good old number 55, Dale Thayer. Hard fastballs in, moves his feet. Look at that hack by Matt Kemp. Totally got him guessing. Emergency swing, all upper body. Great job by Dale Thayer.
Brings up Adrian Gonzalez, 2 fly balls to left and a sharp single to center. With that fastball. Aaron Harang, we'll see him tomorrow night, the former Aztec. San Diego High School product against Clayton Richard. Clayton looks for his 15th win of the year. Clayton Kershaw won't pitch until the weekend against Colorado. Yeah, always smiling.
And usually where Clayton Richard is, Edinson Volquez is not too far behind somewhere.
He may be back in the clubhouse getting some ice on that arm. 2-1 to Gonzalez. Hanley Ramirez on deck. No, he's still out there. He and Richard, every turn they've taken the ball. Sharp ground ball up the middle, base hit. Gonzalez has his second hit. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate here in the top of the 8th inning. Hanley Ramirez, 24 home runs. Well, tomorrow, hope you'll join us. 2:30 for Padres Live here on Fox Sports San Diego. 3:35 for the first pitch of the game. Clayton Richard 14-12. Aaron Harang looks to win his 10th. He has lost 10 this year. Then Thursday, back to a night game, 6 o'clock for Padres Live. Casey Kelly and Chris Capuano. First pitch strike to Ramirez. Fastball hitter against a fastball pitcher. Sharply hit through the left side. So a pair of 2-out singles by Gonzalez and Ramirez. Tying run on for Shane Victorino.
Well, that's a slider he wanted down and away, not like the one he threw to Kemp to strike him out. Inner half, speeds up his bat, and the good thing is he tops that baseball through the hole, holds him to a single. And Dale Thayer knows that he missed the location on that last pitch.
Victorino singled his first time up, struck out and walked tonight. He has 10 home runs this season. All but one of those in Philadelphia. Luke Gregerson starts to throw in the Padre pen. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Fly ball, slicing foul, and will skip into the crowd a couple of rows. Well, they're ahead of Victorino, 1-2. Gonzalez at second, Ramirez at first. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Padres clinging to a 2-0 lead. Good action on that fastball.
Kind of tied him up a little bit, huh? Could not get extended.
Good sink. Grandal out to talk with Thayer with the count of ball 2 strikes.
Yeah, it's been one of the traits of Shane Victorino. He could fight off good pitches and still get another crack at it. I think that was an example of that last pitch. And Mickey Hatcher looking on. Former coach with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, now back in Dodger blue.
Did he go? No. Pitch in the dirt. 2-2. Carlos Quinton is available, but like said, could be used as a pinch hitter. No, he did check back. You agree?
I agree.
Getting soft in your old days. 2 on, 2 out, 2-0, 2-2 the count. And he fouls off another. Luis Cruz on deck. Cruz has a couple of hits, as does Adrian Gonzalez. Hanley Ramirez with 2. Dodgers about hit the Padres 8-5. Padres scoring their 2 runs on leadoff walks. Another foul.
94 on the fastball from Dale Thayer.
8th pitch of this at bat coming up. Two out singles by Gonzalez and Hanley Ramirez. Dodgers threaten here with Victorino at the plate. Fly ball to right. Venable staring up into the night. And there it is for the 3rd out. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Padres still in front by 2. Baseball brought to you by Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by Infinity, luxury cars that deliver inspired performance. And welcome back to Petco Park. We go to the last of the 8th inning with the Padres leading 2-0 against the Dodgers. Chase Headley, Yasmani Grandal and Yonder Alonso scheduled against Kenley Jansen. Jansen gave the Dodgers quite a scare in July. He came up with an irregular heartbeat and was rested for several weeks. Make sure that he's okay. Put him on some different medicine. And since he's returned, he's been the Jansen of old, a strikeout pitcher. Look at 90 strikeouts in 59 innings.
Oh, yeah, he's got electric stuff, no doubt about that. Fastball slider change, high 80s to high 90s. He can change speeds on it, good movement. A cutter into the left-handed hitters like Chase Headley, who is now at the plate.
Jansen, a converted catcher. Headley, 2 of the 5 Padre hits tonight. There's the fastball upstairs at 88. That'll make it to the crowd down the third base side. Jansen's a young guy, just 24. Will be 25 in 5 days. Curacao, 6'5" and 260 pounds.
Houston Street heating up for the Padres. Getting ready for that 9th inning.
Ooh, shattered his bat. Soft roller to second, and Mark Ellis makes the play for the first down.
We mentioned the cutter from Kenley Jansen, anywhere from 88 to mid-90s. First pitch up and away. You can see the little bit of movement. Try to get in on him there. And then this is the one. Oh, talk about getting in the guy's kitchen. Kindling right there. Broken shillelagh. That bat will not die happy.
So no RBI for Headley tonight. 2 for 4 in the game. Yasmani Grandal line to left. RBI and a soft roller between the pitcher's mound and first. That was after Forsythe walked in the 4th inning. Headley with no one out singled Forsythe to third, and Logan came in on that little soft ground ball by Grandal. He lined out to center field his last time up. We're talking about how he was doing a self-evaluation of his season, Yasmani Grandal, feeling his defensive skills had improved. And he said also my right-handed hitting. And he said people forget that that is not my natural side. I'm a natural left-handed. I throw right-handed, but I do everything else left-handed. And so he feels comfortable as a left-handed hitter. He's always hit that way, then became a switch hitter by learning how to hit right-handed. He said, I really feel I've made some improvement there. Lead on that fastball, and the count remains 2 strikes. Yonder Alonso would be next. Houston Street, a return to action Sunday, earned the save in San Francisco. Getting ready in the Padre pen for the 9th. Bottom third of the order scheduled for the Dodgers. Popped him up. Foul territory. Cruz, and no play. He and catcher A.J. Ellis arriving almost simultaneously, and it was almost like I've got it, you've got it. And it dropped. It wasn't hit high enough for either man to make the play.
Well, it looks like Cruz had it, but he was just anticipating those stairs there as some of his Dodger teammates and coaches trying to help him out a little bit. I can see where you can get a little tentative going near those stairs. And another crack at it for Grandal.
Struck him out. 2 away.
Hey, Padre fans, don't miss Padres shirts off their back, presented by Saquon. This is awesome. Purchase a $1 scratch-off ticket at your next Padres game or at the Padres ticket windows on non-game days, and your chance for you to win a camouflage jersey from a Padres player or a coach, and it's on Sunday, September 30th. All proceeds will benefit the Padres Foundation for you. So your chance to give to the foundation and possibly go home with a camouflage jersey.
Right off the back of a player or coach, even manager Bud Black. Alonso takes it in the dirt, a slider.
Maybe they should have the blazer off our back for us, huh?
I wouldn't mind contributing. Huh?
Yeah. See somebody walking around with one of my blazers on.
You get the suspenders with it?
Yeah, I'll throw in a set of braces.
Gonzalez says, I can handle this myself. A unassisted put out of Alonso as Jansen works a 1-2-3-8. Here come the Dodgers. Top of the ninth, trailing 2-0. Padres leading 2-0, and they call upon Houston Street. His second relief appearance since coming off the injury with that left calf, missing 6 weeks, 35 games after missing 29 games earlier in the year with a lat injury. And picking up the save in the 5-1 win for the Padres. Check that, the Sunday win, 6-4 win for the Padres. His 200th career save. And his 22nd this year, 22 out of 22 for San Diego.
Yeah, when you look at that number, the .099 opponent's batting average against, it's just mind-boggling. Pinpoint control at Houston Street, and it's so important to get that first hitter out of every inning. First batters faced, retired 32 of 38. So that's huge for Houston Street and the Padres as we go to the top of the ninth.
His scoreless streak was snapped on Sunday. He did give up a run on a couple of hits. And he goes to work now in the bottom third of the order of the Dodgers. Luis Cruz, A.J. Ellis, and then the pitcher's spot. Cruz, 2 sharp singles tonight. Here comes out Hackett.
First pitch Hackett again.
It is puzzling how a career 250 hitter in the minors could suddenly come up to the big leagues, and he looks every bit a part of a 300 hitter the way we've seen him.
You know, after last outing in San Francisco, Houston said he was a little off with his fastball.
Remember, he walked 2 men.
Yep.
Got himself in trouble against the Giants. He gave up the leadoff single to Aubrey Huff. And then with 1 out, he walked both Hunter Pence and Hector Sanchez. So the bases loaded with 1 out. 1 run came in on a ground out by Buster Posey to make it 6-4, and then he got Terrio to line out to center field to end the game.
Trying to save it for Edson Volquez and these Padres. Well, saving this one would mean the home record now, Dick, 41-35.
And assure them a winning season at home this year. Who would have thought it back in late May? Swing and a miss. There's the slider, 2-2.
Kept it away, took a little bit off. And look at the swing of Cruz. Boy, that front side exposed, opened up, loses all power.
Another line drive base hit for Cruz. He is something. 3 for 4 tonight. We said he's in the last 40 games hitting around 350.
He went down and got that one also.
So Cruz on with a single to start the ninth. A.J. Ellis 0 for 3.
Well, the good thing here, Ellis is not a good runner. You get a ground ball, great chance for a double play.
It's a drive to right center, and maybe in a long run, it's slicing away from him and all the way to the warning path. Cruz will come around to score on a double by Ellis. It's 2-1. So the Dodgers avoid the shutout, and now with no one out, they have the tying run at second base as Ellis comes through with an RBI double.
We all know that Houston Street is not overpowering. He'd be the first one to tell you that, and he has to rely on location. That two-seam fastball just leaks right over the heart of the plate. He wanted it down and away, trying to get that ground ball. Elevated means the ball's not going to dart as much, not have a lot of action to it. And A.J. Ellis put a nice charge into that one to the right center field gap.
Speedy D. Gordon will pinch run. Lots of speed there carrying the tying run. Don Mattingly is going to go to the bench, and Nick Punto will be the pinch hitter for Kenley Jansen. He came over in that big trade with the Red Sox involving the starting pitcher tonight, Beckett, and Adrian Gonzalez. Punto is handles the bat, and he may be up there to just sacrifice that man over to third, play for the tie. Headley already is anticipating that as he edges in on the grass. Alonso the same at first base. Veteran hitter. The Cardinals last year celebrated in the World Series championship. There's the square, and pitch is out of the strike zone. So the strength of Houston Street is his pinpoint control. And as you mentioned, pitches not quite hitting their spots, San Francisco nor tonight.
That one, especially to Ellis, that leaked up and over the heart of the plate. He wanted it down and away.
That's a strike. You've got to be cautious with Gordon at second base. Maybe not in this at bat, but he has stolen more third base more than a few times.
Well, if you can get Punto to pop that bunt up and get it out and leaving Gordon at second base, that'd be huge for San Diego.
1 ball, 1 strike.
But good bat control from this hitter, Punto. That's why he's up there trying to get him over. Not a bad idea.
With St. Louis winning, Don Mattingly's Dodgers closing in on a desperate time. They need a win to stay within 3.5 of the Cardinals. Cardinals already with a victory. Beautiful bunt. Houston Street throws to first. Alonso covering, and D. Gordon, the tying runs at third with 1 out.
Great bat control, placed perfectly. You know, Houston Street's got some work to do.
Mark Ellis, the batter. Long look at his third base coach, and you got to be alert for the squeeze here as well. Ellis is 0 for 4. 3 groundouts and a soft line out to second. The infield comes in. Two-1 Padres here in the ninth. 1 out. Tying run, Gordon at third. just off the outside edge. Darren Balsley getting somebody ready out in the bullpen.
I'm guessing it's going to be Gregerson. Just a hunch.
We got a left-hander throwing, so that must be Tommy Lane. There he is, Lane and Gregerson. After Ellis, it's Andre Ethier. So if Houston Street is successful in getting Mark Ellis, feeling is that Tommy Lane might come in to pitch to Ethier.
Yeah, you're right. Remember that game in Arizona, 5 pitchers in the 9th, right?
That's right.
Buddy's going to go matchups, no doubt about it.
There's Ethier. Walked in an infield hit, but struck out the last 2 times. Thatcher got him, the left-hander. Two and 0. So there's the example. Those are 2 pitches that just off the plate. You know, it's the difference between when you're really razor sharp.
Yep.
Those are strikes. So Ellis sitting on a 2-0 pitch.
You know, if you walk him here, it's really, you know, it's not the worst fate. Sure, it's the go-ahead run. Then you go matchups, double plays in order. But you have to get through Ethier than Kemp.
This is a tough boulevard to stroll. Almost looked as if he pitched around it. Didn't throw anything too close to that outside corner. 4 pitches, walks Ellis.
Buddy Black giving the infielders, okay, position number 2 on the infield.
Play for the double play up the middle.
Yeah, they got 4 positions, 4 depths, I should say.
And one of the top hitters in the National League all season long, Andre Ethier, steps up.
And this is that depth number 2 to where the middle infielders are back just enough to where they can still turn 2 and get out of this inning and win the ball game.
And Ethier has hit into 12 double plays. And they don't bring in Lane to pitch to him. Five in a row out of the strike zone. Tying run, pinch runner, Gordon at third. Potential go-ahead score. Mark Ellis at first with 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Ethier especially successful with runners in scoring position. 6th, 7th best in the National League, a .321 average with men in scoring position. And he has the best batting average of any player against right-handed pitching in the National League, .329. And that's why so often you'll see a left-hander pitch to him. He's the 40-50 point difference between hitting against a right-hander and a left-hander. But with Kemp on deck, it kind of keeps you honest as to how you use your bullpen.
Thank you.
1-2. Generous call by plate umpire Foster. Silent protest as Ethier backs out of the box. Now he's back in. Gordon 90 feet away from tying it. Ooh, good block by Grandal. Changeup. Grandal asked for the appeal, but he checked. A tense moment here at Petco. 32,346 for the opener of this 3-game series. Padres leading all the way 2-0 until this 9th inning. A single by Cruz and an RBI double by Ellis. Making it 2-1, and with 1 out, 1st and 3rd Dodgers. And 2-2 the count. Watch out for Gordon. Don't turn your back on him. He stole home last year. Almost every pitch this inning thrown by Street has been away. There you see all 4 here to Ethier. The Dodger fans letting Street know that that fake to third, throw to first. How many times are you going to try it? Part of that is to negate any possible squeeze. Soft liner. And the count remains 2-2. Street very deliberate. These are big pitches against the tough hitter. That last one right where he wants it. That would have been a strike. Fouled off by Ethier. Struck him out with a changeup. Ethier has struck out the last 3 at bats, and now there's 2 away.
Oh, what a great battle between veteran right-hander and good hitter Andre Ethier. You could tell by the way that Houston Street's going about his business, trying to keep the ball away. Changeup not biting right there. There's a pretty good pitch that he could have hurt him on. And then he went back to the changeup. Boy, that had great action out of the hand. That looked like it was going to be the previous pitch where he fouled off, but he took a lot off, and a huge out for Houston Street. Going soft on him late.
Now the infield has the luxury of moving back at normal position with Matt Kemp up. He's lined to center, struck out, hit by a pitch, and struck out. 1st and 3rd, 2 outs in the top of the 9th. The Padres hanging on to a 2-1 lead. Right. Another generous call by plate umpire Foster. That he was giving that call to Josh Beckett to start the game. And Kemp understandably barking at him.
Matt Kemp just said that's off the plate. And you know what?
It was.
He's right.
Two-seamer though.
Yeah.
First and 3rd, 2 out here in the 9th. Right 2. Now that was a good pitch.
Good slider down and away. There's the Houston Street pinpoint control that we're talking about.
Dodgers down to their final strike. But they have that tying run just 90 feet away. Can't be able to hold back. It's 1-2. Houston Street versus Matt Kemp with a game on the line. Fly ball to right. Venables there. And the Padres win it 2-1 as Houston Street digs his way out of big trouble in the ninth. Tying run at second base with no one out. And he's able to battle his way and save it for Edinson Volquez. The final, Padres 2, Dodgers 1. Take a deep breath and go to Mike Pomerantz.
Love the team playing the role of